Jack London, Nigor the Coward. He had followed the trail of his fleeing people for 11 days, and his pursuit had been in itself a flight, for behind him he knew full well were the dreaded Russians toiling through the swampy lowlands and over the steep divides bent on no less than the extermination of all his people. He was traveling light, a rabbit-skin sleeping robe, a muzzle-loading rifle, and a few pounds of sun-dried salmon constituted his outfit. He would have marveled that a whole people, women and children, and aged could travel so swiftly had he not known the terror that drove them on. It was in the old days of the Russian occupancy of Alaska, when the 19th century had run but half its course, that Nigor fled after his fleeing tribe and came upon it this summer night by the head waters of the Pilet. Through near the midnight hour, it was bright day as he passed through the weary camp. Many saw him, all knew him, but few and cold were the greetings he received. Nigor, the coward, he heard Ilicha, a young woman, laugh, and Sanni, his sister's daughter, laughed with her. Black anger ate at his heart, but he gave no sign, threading his way among the campfires until he came to one where sat an old man. A young woman was kneading with skillful fingers the tired muscles of his legs. He raised a sightless face and listened intently as Nigor's foot crackled a dead twig. "Who comes?" he queried in a thin, tremulous voice. "Nigor," said the young woman, scarcely looking up from her task. Nigor's face was expressionless. For many minutes he stood and waited. The old man's head had sunk back upon his chest. The young woman pressed and prodded the wasted muscles, resting her body on her knees, her bowed head hidden as in a cloud by her black wealth of hair. Nigor watched the supple body bending at the hips as a lynx's body might pliant as a young willow stalk, and little, strong as only youth is strange. He looked and was aware of a great yearning, as akin in sensation to physical hunger. At last he spoke, saying, "Is there no greeting for Nigor, who has been long gone and has but now come back?" She looked up at him with cold eyes. The old man chuckled to himself after the manner of the old. "Thou art my woman, Ona," Nigor said, his tones dominant and conveying a hint of menace. She arose with cat-like ease and suddenness to her full height, her eyes flashing, her nostrils quivering like a deer's. "I was thy woman to be, Nigor, but thou art is a coward. The daughter of old Kinus mates not with a coward." She silenced him with an imperious gesture as he strove to speak. Old Kinus and I came among you from a strange land. Thy people took us in by their fires and made us warm, nor asked whence or why we wanted. It was their thought that old Kinus had lost the sight of his eyes from age. Nor did old Kinus say otherwise, nor did I, his daughter. Old Kinus is a brave man, but old Kinus was never a boaster. And now when I tell thee of how his blindness came to be, thou wilt know beyond question that the daughter of Kinus cannot mother the children of a coward such as thou art, Nigar. Again she silenced the speech that rushed up to his tongue. Now, Nigar of Johnny be added into journey of all thy journeys through this